Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Leo and Dimitri from Days of Our Lives are undoubtedly the two individuals that enjoy chaos and drama the most. Between them, they have engaged in nearly every kind of deception, affair, attempted murder, and global dominance. And now they are incorporating kidnapping into the mix following a very literal and fatal run-in with Nicole. The good news is that Nicole was assisted in giving birth by them on the side of the road when it mattered most. Bad news, it's possible she won't see her child again. When Dimitri encountered his enraged uncle EJ, who also happens to be Salem's recently appointed district attorney, and the chief of police Rafe at the hospital, he came dangerously close to acting appropriately. And that was all it needed for self-preservation to triumph over doing the right thing. Instead, it was when Sloane and Melinda most needed him. When he arrived at her doorway, baby in hand. Insane and precisely timed. Yes, but with our storyline, the suspension of disbelief has to be a broad stroke. As Peter Port and Greg Reichart observed when they came down to speak with Soaps.com. At first glance, it appears that this is a bad plan that will only cause Leo and Dimitri additional problems. Attempting to kill someone, running away from police, and now stealing a baby. But with Port, everything is wonderful. He said, "I like it when they put us in a situation where we have to argue with each other. It seems like a lot of fun. We quickly lose sight of the issue when we become mired in detail. And a lot more squabbling is in store. Because Leo lost out on crucial escape time by doing the right thing and sticking at Nicole's side. The new DA's child has gone missing since his boyfriend, who is on the run, took him. And now he's been apprehended. Leo doesn't look good in it. However, don't write him or him and Dimitri off. Neither of Leo and Dimitri's actors held back when we questioned if they were each other's ultimate goal." "Oh, I hope so," Ricard interrupted. "Oh yeah?" Port said with enthusiasm. "I believe so. Certainly." Ricard said, "Of course we play it that way." But he quickly clarified, saying, "We don't want endgame now." Port clarified, "I want a carry/big story, where there are going to be things that happen in between. Adversity on the route is what we want," Ricard concurred. However, it's a little concerning for his future that Leo was cast as Carrie and Dimitri as Mr. Big when they decided who would play whom in Sex and the City. But if he avoids using any pellets, hopefully everything will be alright. Although Leo is currently in hot water, it appears that he and Dimitri aren't going anywhere just yet, regardless of how this plays out, and we don't see this ending well for anyone. Regardless of how much EJ might ultimately want to abandon them to perish in the lowest hole he can locate. Even if Sloane is an excellent attorney, we can't imagine her confronting EJ head-on when everything she's done to his child is revealed. Not to mention how much worse things got because of Leo and Dimitri. Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that Steve Johnson will be concerned about Konstantin Melianis' proximity to Maggie Kyriakis going forward. Steve was put off by Konstantin right away when they first met because of his phony charm. Steve feels that despite Konstantin's best efforts to appear kind, he is fake and exaggerated. Naturally, when Steve found out the lace tablecloth narrative was false, he had more evidence that Konstantin is a liar. Instead of having the tablecloth shipped from Victor Kyriakis' villa as he stated, Konstantin purchased it on clearance in a discount store. Steve now intends to look into Konstantin and may perhaps present Black Patch's case. As soon as John Black learns more about what a dubious figure Konstantin is, he will be pleased to assist Steve in his investigation. There is going to be another unsettling episode that gives Steve cause for concern throughout the week of November 13 to 17. Steve might be able to catch Konstantin lying again or spying on him while he does something improper. Still, according to Day's teasers, Steve will choose to suspend Konstantin. Perhaps Steve will bring up the fact that Maggie is loved by many in Salem, including himself. Steve might threaten to exact a price if Konstantin dares to harm Maggie in any manner, particularly since that she is already experiencing a great lot of anguish over Victor. Day's teasers state that shortly after Steve issues his warning, Konstantin will enlist Theresa Donovan to carry out a fresh directive on his behalf. That may imply that Steve will try to startle Konstantin a little and force him to ask Theresa for further assistance as a precaution. Whatever Konstantin does next, his investigative abilities are incomparable to those of Steve and John. Now that Black Patch is investigating, some concerning findings are sure to come to light. According to previews for Days, John and Steve will consider flying to Greece, as it is where Konstantin comes from. It might be necessary for Steve and John to take another journey to Greece in order to demonstrate Konstantin's darker side. Fans of DOL are aware that Konstantin and Theresa are working together on a plot that includes forging letters to lead people to believe Alex Kyriakis, rather than Xander Cook, is Victor's secret son. Is there any fresh evidence indicating Xander's paternity in Greece? John and Steve might find evidence of forgeries or other startling material that reveals the complete story. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Theresa and Konstantin will eventually be exposed, so keep an eye out for any amazing information Steve and John may uncover. Days of Our Lives spoilers state that E.J. DeMira, the new district attorney, decided to prosecute Gabby DeMira for a crime she didn't commit, which is why Gabby DeMira was refused bail. To be honest, Gabby is making this easy for the recently appointed DA because there is a ton of evidence against her. Naturally, EJ is unaware of Gabby's innocence, but even if he were, it would still be irrelevant. EJ ensured that Gabby would be taken to Statesville to await trial because it is obvious that he is out to obtain retribution. On November 9, Gabby exchanged a heartbreaking farewell with Stefan DeMira in her Days leaving scenes. However, we now need to think about what comes next. Gabby's future is uncertain because Camila Bonas opted to quit the show, and Days insiders claim a recast hasn't occurred yet. It seems likely that EJ will ultimately secure an off-screen conviction that keeps Gabby imprisoned. Gabby is now holding out hope that Rafe Hernandez can clear her name and allow her to get back together with Stefan outside of the law. That might have an effect on Gabby if she is formally facing a long prison term and all hope disappears. Gabby may come to the conclusion that she cannot be with Stefan in the future and decide not to stop him. Maybe Gabby will say she wants to dissolve their marriage and send Stefan signed divorce papers. Gabby would contend that Stefan should not continue to postpone living after her conviction. Since their reunion isn't going to happen, at least not anytime soon, perhaps Gabby will write Stefan a letter encouraging him to move on with his life. While Camila Bonas may return to Days at some point, Stefan may benefit from his independence in the interim. If Stefan was single, it would allow for more DOL plots. Therefore, Gabby might turn her husband away and end up making him her ex-husband. According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Gabby will keep getting bad news. Stay in for updates on these trying times. Thanks for watching if you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any updates.